Good morning. It's time for High Five. Tonight at sundown begins the 2-day Feast of Trumpets. It's also called Rosh Hashanah, and I will tell you other names for it in just a minute. But I want to read to you because today is day 5 in creation. Tonight at sundown begins the birth of mankind, the 6th day of creation. So from the Passion Translation, God says, "Let there be life. Let the water swarm and the sea life. Let the sky be filled with soaring birds of every kind." God created huge sea creatures and every living creature that moves of every kind, swarming in the water and flying in the sky, according to their species. God loved what he saw, for it was beautiful. God blessed them, saying, "Reproduce and be fruitful. Fill the waters with the sea of life and the earth with flying birds." Evening gave way to morning. Day 5. Now, for the next 2 days of creation, you're going to have to read it on your own. You can read it from a Passion Translation online. But I want to tell you, Israel begins their lockdown for 21 days. They're going to be locked down. I feel so bad for them because this is such a high holy time for them. But I really believe that God is going to use what the enemy means for harm. He's going to turn it around for the good. I believe the coronavirus, the Corona cabinet in the COVID cabinet in Israel is part of the WHO, World Health Organization. And everything about that is about divide and conquer. Anyway, so I want to tell you some other names for the Feast of Trumpets as found in Leviticus chapter 23. It's called Rosh Hashanah. Rosh, this is my Rosh, this is my head. And Ha is, Rosh is, Ha is of, Shana is year. So Rosh Hashanah means head of the year. Tonight begins 5781 on God's calendar. And I do say it's God's calendar. It's called the Feast of Trumpets in Leviticus 23 through 24. Yom Teruah, the day of the blasting. Now, today I had a message on my email. It said, the verse in Psalms 89:16, it says, "Happy is the nation that knows the Teruah, the sound of the shofar." Amen. And he said that Teruah has another meaning. When King Balak tried to convince Balaam to curse the Jews, the latter responded that he was unable to do so because God sees no iniquity in Jacob. But in Hebrew it says that Teruah of the king is within him. The Teruah of the king that's in him. He says the Teruah, Rashi says, Rabbi Rashi says, means a closeness. When you feel true closeness towards somebody, you overlook their flaws. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And so when I say Yom Teruah, that means God is overlooking my flaws. Amen. It's a day of remembrance when 3 books are open in heaven. The book of the righteous, the book of the unrighteous, and those in between. Those books are going to be opened and they will close 10 days from tomorrow on the Day of Atonement. The Day of the Awakening Blast, the Rapture. Yom Hadim, it's many different names. It's Day of Judgment, Day of Opening the Books, Opening of the Gates. Yom HaKasi, the Hidden Day. I was reading about, and I was just speaking out Psalms 27 this morning, because that's what you do for the 40 days of Teshuvah. I was speaking out Psalms 27, and look at it in there, how he hides you. And this is going to be the hidden day, where you're hidden in the Day of Judgment. Kadishim, and this is the wedding of the Messiah. HaMelech, the coronation of the King of the whole earth. All of these things point to the future. Now, the tradition on Yom Kippur for the 2 days of the Feast of Trumpets. Now, do you know why the Feast of Trumpets is 2 days? Because the idiom, "no man knows the day or the hour," is the idiom for the Feast of Trumpets. Did you know that? It's not that we're not supposed to know the timing of the Lord. that when in the New Testament it says no man knows the day or the hour, that means that is idiom for the Feast of Trumpets. Everything about the Feast of Trumpets has to do with the coming of the Lord, the rapture, the blast, the last trump, everything. And so the snacks that you should have ready tonight are honey and apple slices. And so you take your apple slice and you dip it in honey and you give it to your, probably can't now because of COVID, but you give it to the person next to you and say, may you have a sweet new year. May you have a sweet new year. And the greeting is L Shanah Tovah. L Shanah Tovah. Have a great new year. God bless you. Bye-bye.